second time this case has been adjourned, but this time around it is because one of the judges was absent from this, and we've seen another adjournment again.
Well, to be honest, I don't have enough facts to say I'm concerned. Yeah. Because what happens is that it's regular. It happens that the cases get adjourned, sometimes because a lawyer is absent or a judge is absent. So for now, it's not easy to take a position that two adjournments will raise a concern. And we're taking it in our social and legal context here. It's normal. I know elsewhere it would have been, you wouldn't even contemplate such an adjournment. But ours, let's just say that we are growing. So, sometimes we accommodate these adjournments.
And that's just to respond to some of the comments that have been coming up, after today's adjournment. And I think that this position espoused is quite clear. But you hear the minority also indicates that to the extent that they have information that Article 14610A is going to be triggered for the Chief Justice to be suspended while this process is ongoing, for them is an attempt to sacrifice the fabric of our justice system on the altar of politics. Does this position have any merit at all?
No, the position cannot have merit at all. It cannot when they have not shown the basis. Right now, as we all speak, well, I hear certain persons say they've seen the petitions. I haven't, right? So, excuse me, without the evidence, how can a reasonable person be heard to say that this is an interference in the judiciary, etc.? No, we all don't have, well, as I said, I haven't seen the evidence. So once the minority I don't know if they want to say they've seen it, which would then raise other questions as to how did they see it? Because, under Article 146, the petitions are to be kept secret by the whole process. So once you don't have the evidence, it's difficult to speak on this matter to say that, somebody is wrong and the other person is right. But, we all know that, look, going into the next constitution, the new constitution we have, and I've been saying it every Saturday. So for Kufu says, and I agree, that the president should not have the responsibility of choosing Supreme Court justices and indeed all the Superior Court justices, and should not have a role to play in the discipline of judges. The current Chief Justice made the same statement in her vetting. But right now, the current constitution we have, that responsibility is in there. So there isn't much that we can do. You said. But as we sit now, bottom line is that I haven't seen it. The minority, if they've even seen it, they cannot come out publicly to say so. And so it's difficult to lash out at the system when you cannot show us the basis for saying so.
As they describe the petitions as frivolous. That to that extent, would you say there's an indication maybe they have details you and I don't have?
It's possible. Yes, and I'm emphasizing the word possible, because if they haven't seen the petitions, on what basis will they be using the words frivolous? I think, you see, sometimes we need to draw a line. If we want to politicize everything, then there will be nothing for the state, because these petitions are meant to be kept secret. So now that the minority is making such statements, we can only assume that they have seen the petitions. And if that has happened, then that it's going to open the floodgates for other people to also now come and respond that they have read the petitions and the petitions are watertight. That's what the minority is inviting. Trust me, in a day or two, you are likely to see people who have also seen the petitions now come and give us a different version. It's not healthy for our democracy. No. This path is very slippery, because when you do this, you're going to, they are daring the petitioners and other people in the system to leak the petitions. Yes, I don't think Lawyer Dapo should have done that. No, it's not healthy. For a lawyer, he should have been more circumspect. I mean, you can speak generally that, oh, the president should use the rule of law, etc. You remember, even myself, I don't know if it's on a platform or somewhere, but I've granted interviews on this matter where I said yes. In the Gertrude versus Attorney General, the Supreme Court even said that the Council of State should get a reputable, independent lawyer to help the Council of State. Not that there are no lawyers there. Oh, our beloved Sofo Ekufu is on the Council of State, etc. But the Supreme Court still thought that they should get an independent lawyer, more independent. That's not to say that Sofo Ekufu is not independent. We all know her. And you know how even people have appealed to her that just as she dealt with Ekufu-Addo for bad governance, she should use the same strength to stand up to President Mahama. If the petitions are not good, she should do so. And it's her own relation, Kwame Ekufu, lawyer Kwame Ekufu, who wrote her the open letter. We know all that, but the Supreme Court still said to give further credibility to the process, the Council of State should get an independent lawyer. So we are all supporting all of this to make sure that the process is very credible. But for Lawyer Daku to now come and say the petitions are frivolous, I mean, it's very bad. I think he should come again. It's not everything that we should politicize because he's drawn first blood, and it's to be expected that people on the other side will also counter him. And then you see the slippery slope will all be taken down. It's terrible. It's terrible. I think we have to condemn Lawyer Dapo's actions. Yes, it's not allowed in a democracy. As a lawyer, he should be slow to do such a thing.
I see, but to the extent that the minority is convinced that they have concerns about this process and how it's been employed, how should they air it? If what Lawyer Dapo did was wrong, as you're saying. Hello, Counsel. Hello.
Right now, as we speak.
Yeah, Counsel, I lost you briefly.
Let's say you've seen the petition.
I lost you briefly. I lost you briefly. So if you could just backtrack a bit for me. I was saying that if the minority believe that how things are playing out is wrong, how should they put it out? If how Lawyer Dapo did it was wrong, as you're saying.
It's an open door policy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly now.
Yes, I said generally, we all know that in terms of reputation.
Hello?
If they've seen the petition privately and there are issues with it, they should seek audience with the president privately. Yes, there are people who are
Hello, lawyer.
Genuinely think that the petition is frivolous. They should seek to see him privately, right? Yes, but to come out the moment.
Right. Unfortunately, we're having a little cranky connection to Lawyer Martin.
Acts.
Right.
This is needless.
Lawyer, I do appreciate your time on this matter, and as always, I thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Martin Kpebu is private legal practitioner joining us with his thoughts on this. But it's still live here on Hot Edition on 3FM 92.7. We're also on Kesme 107.1 and on W 93.5 in Wa and beyond. We're back with the business news. Michael Obodo is standing by.